Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where I review the latest smartphones and gadgets. In today's video, I'm going to compare two of the most anticipated flagship phones of 2023, the Huawei Mate 60 Pro and the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. These two phones are both packed with impressive features and specs, but which one is better for you? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the design and build quality. Both phones have a premium look and feel, with titanium frames and glass backs. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has a 6.82 inches LTPO OLED display with a resolution of 1212 x 2616 pixels and a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. The Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max has a slightly smaller 6.7 inches LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display with a resolution of 1290 x 2796 pixels and a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. Both displays are HDR10, Dolby Vision, and always-on capable and have ceramic shield glass protection. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has a higher pixel density and brightness than the Mate 60 Pro, but the Mate 60 Pro has a larger screen size and a wider aspect ratio. Both phones have IP68 dust and water resistance, which means they can survive up to 6 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. They also have dual SIM support, but the iPhone 15 Pro Max uses eSIMs while the Mate 60 Pro uses nano SIMs and an NM card slot for expandable storage. The iPhone 15 Pro Max also has ultra-wideband support, which enables spatial awareness and precise location tracking. On the back, both phones have a triple camera setup with a main, an ultra-wide, and a telephoto lens. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has a 50MP main camera with an f divided by 1.4 f divided by 4.0 variable aperture, a 48MP periscope telephoto camera with an f divided by 3.5 aperture, and 5x optical zoom, and a 12MP ultra-wide camera with an f divided by 2.2 aperture, and a 120-degree field of view. The Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max has a 48MP main camera with an f divided by 1.8 aperture, a 12MP periscope telephoto camera with an f divided by 2.8 aperture, and 5x optical zoom, and a 12MP ultra-wide camera with an f divided by 2.2 aperture, and a 120-degree field of view. Both phones also have a TOF 3D LiDAR scanner for depth sensing and autofocus. The main difference between the two cameras is that the Huawei Mate 60 Pro has a variable aperture that can adjust from f divided by 1.4 to f divided by 4.0 depending on the lighting conditions, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max has a fixed aperture of f divided by 1.8. This means that the Mate 60 Pro can capture more light in low-light situations, but also reduce noise and increase sharpness in bright situations. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, on the other hand, has a larger sensor size and pixel size than the Mate 60 Pro, which also helps with low-light performance and dynamic range. Both phones can record video in up to 4 Kelvin resolution at up to 60 frames per second, with HDR10, Dolby Vision, and optical image stabilization support. They also have a new feature called Cinematic Mode, which allows you to record video in portrait mode with shallow depth of field and smooth focus transitions. Additionally, the iPhone 15 Pro Max can record video in ProRes format, which is a high-quality codec used by professional filmmakers. On the front, both phones have a single selfie camera with a TOF 3D sensor for face recognition and biometrics. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has a 13MP selfie camera with an f divided by 2.4 aperture, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max has a 12MP selfie camera with an f divided by 1.9 aperture, up to 60 frames per second, with HDR10, Dolby Vision, and optical image stabilization support. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has a smaller notch than the previous models, while the Mate 60 Pro has a pill-shaped cutout on the top left corner of the screen. Next, let's talk about the performance and battery life. Both phones are powered by their own custom-made processors. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has the Kirin 1000 chipset with an octa-core CPU and a Mali G78MP24 GPU, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max has the A16 Bionic chipset with a hexa-core CPU and a quad-core Apple GPU. Both processors are based on the 5nm process technology and support 5G connectivity. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has 12GB of RAM and 256GB or 512GB of internal storage, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max has 8GB of RAM and 128GB, 256GB, or 512GB of internal storage. Both phones run on their own operating systems. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro runs on HarmonyOS 3.0, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max runs on iOS 16. Both operating systems have their own advantages and disadvantages depending on your personal preference and ecosystem. HarmonyOS 3.0 is a new operating system that aims to create a seamless and unified experience across different devices such as smartphones, tablets, laptops, smartwatches, and smart TVs. iOS 16 is an updated version of Apple's operating system that offers new features such as FaceTime SharePlay, live text, focus mode, and privacy report. Both phones have impressive battery life with fast charging and wireless charging support. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has a massive 6,000 mAh battery that can last up to 2 days on a single charge. It also supports 66-watt supercharged wired charging and 50-watt supercharged wireless charging, which can fully charge the phone in less than an hour. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has a smaller 4,500 mAh battery that can last up to 1 day on a single charge. It also supports 30 watts MagSafe wired charging and 15 watts MagSafe wireless charging, which can fully charge the phone in about 2 hours. Finally, let's talk about the price and availability. Both phones are quite expensive, but they offer different value propositions. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro starts at $1,199 for the 256GB model and $1,299 for the 512GB model. It is available in 4 colors: black, white, silver frost, and mystic green. The Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max starts at $1,099 for the 128GB model, $1,199 for the 256GB model, and $1,399 for the 512GB model. It is available in 5 colors: graphite, silver, gold, Pacific blue, and pink. So, which phone should you buy? Well, that depends on your personal preference and needs. Both phones are excellent choices for anyone looking for a premium smartphone with top-notch features and performance. However, if you want a larger screen size, a variable aperture camera, a bigger battery capacity, and expandable storage option, then you might prefer the Huawei Mate 60 Pro. If you want a higher pixel density and brightness display, a larger sensor size and pixel size camera, a ProRes video recording feature, and an ultra-wideband support, then you might prefer the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more smartphone reviews. Also, let me know in the comments below which phone you would choose, the Huawei Mate 60 Pro or the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.